Hello, welcome back into the potting shed. So it's early in the year. It's right now we're in March, early March here in New England. It's snow on the ground outside. It's cold nights, but we're starting to put seeds in. Obviously not outside, but inside in a nice warm little spot. So the seeds we're going to start with are sweet peas. So we have our sweet peas. This is the packet. You will see with all sweet peas that actually they have a little bit of a hard shell on the outside. So what you can do is actually soak them first, so you can see fairly big seeds, hard on the outside. And we've had some that we've been soaking in some water for about 24 hours or so. And that just makes the likelihood of them germinating that little bit better. So what we're going to do, because sweet peas are a little interesting, in fact it probably says on the packet here that you direct to outdoors. It actually does, it says it right there, direct to outdoors. So you're probably saying, James, you madman, what are you doing? It says on the packet direct to outdoors and you're doing it inside. Absolutely right, because what we're doing is a little different. With sweet peas, what we're not going to do, we're not going to use one of these pots or anything like that, or one of these flats that we normally use. We're not going to do any of that. What we're going to do is we're going to use some good old recycling. So we're going to use some of these. Da, 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 da. That's right, we're going to use a humble toilet tube, or, you know, if you want to do your Vesta Admiral Nelson, haha, I see a ship. We're going to use a kitchen roll, and we're actually going to cut about 2 or 3 inches off the top of these kitchen rolls, to make little pots, and then we're going to stuff in the end a square of kitchen roll. Okay, and you're probably thinking, why on earth is he doing that? And what you're going to do, you push that little square all the way down, and what I do, I measure out, divide it into about 8 or 10 pieces in your big kitchen rolls and just stuff it down the end so it covers the bottom so you can't see out there. You see, you can't see my eye. Then what we're going to do is continue to fill that with some seedling soil, or sometimes called seed starter. You can see there, it's a very light type of soil, and in here we are going to put 1 and 2 of these seeds, and you can see, because we've got that little bung at the bottom, the soil doesn't fall out, and that's important. And then we're going to lightly cover those with a little bit of soil and just tap them down on the top. Okay, just tap them down a little bit, and then we're going to take our flat seed tray like this, and we're going to pop it in there like that. And why are we doing that? Well, you'll remember seed packet says director only, and we're not doing that. What we're doing, we're creating our own little biodegradable pots, so we can start them now in March, and then when the soil warms up, probably end of April here in New England, we can then plant them outside. And we're going to just take the pot like this, and we're going to pop it straight in the ground. We're going to dig a hole, pop it straight in the ground, and this square of kitchen roll is actually just going to degrade into the ground, as will the pot. And that way we don't need to touch the sweet pea seedlings, because sweet peas do not transplant well at all, and that's exactly what we're trying to avoid. And that's why it says on the packets direct sow only, because if you try and transplant these are not going to be healthy seedlings. Okay, so that's why our little toilet rolls or our kitchen rolls, see if you can see any ships, and then cut them down into little pots, and we're going to plant just a couple of seedlings in each one. The reason I like to put them in here is so we can put some water in the bottom, use our watering can, water into the bottom, and it allows the pots to absorb some of that water from the bottom through that kitchen roll and take up enough so you don't overwater. It's a really good way of doing it, especially for things like sweet peas where you really can't pop them in flat seed trays and then take them out, or in seed pots and take them out, where transplanting is an issue. Okay, so there we go. Easy way to do your sweet peas. Also really easy for other plants that don't like to transplant really well. One of my other favorites to use this one is a sunflower. That's normally a direct sow too. But we're going to wait a couple of weeks to do that one, because that one doesn't need to be ready just as quickly as the sweet peas. The sweet peas really do quite well if we can nurture them a little bit first and get some good growth on. So that's why we're doing them this early, okay? But in 2 or 3 weeks' time, do your sunflowers in exactly the same way. So there you go. Happy gardening. Thank you very much. I'm off to go get a cup of tea. Toodaloo.